the Buckhorn Podcast. Welcome to the Buckhorn Podcast. I'm Martelle, and with me always is Randy. What up, Randy?
Hello.
Howdy.
How you doing, buddy?
Oh, I'm doing great.
I think you're doing better than I'm doing at this point.
I don't know. My leg is killing me.
You're standing up, but it's a Tuesday evening, and you have partaken in some hardcore drugs.
I have taken a gabapentin.
I don't know what that is, but...
Well, apparently it's a class 1 narcotic now.
Oh, right. So you have taken it. So much for the joke.
I have taken an ibuprofen.
We're all going to jail.
I've had an old fashioned.
That's God's medicine there.
I am working towards another glass of something special over here to my right that you brought.
I did.
And I am looking forward to it.
Something we will review and discuss in depth today.
Yeah. So, and we have a guest in studio as well.
Yes. This guy knocked on my door one time trying to sell me a cheese grater, and we became best friends. We have Jorge the salesman.
A good day to you all in the United States. There is no wall, so I am here for a little bit longer. And when maybe wall goes up, I leave. We find out. I don't know.
So Jorge is a character that we developed years ago when we lived across the hall from each other. This is my buddy JJ.
Hey, everyone.
Professionally amateur MMA, undefeated MMA fighter. Before he got fat.
Because I got broke before my next fight.
Yeah. Got real broke. But yeah, JJ is up from Florida, and in JJ fashion, me not even knowing he wasn't thousands of miles away, hit me up yesterday and said, hey, what are you doing tomorrow? Can we do a podcast show?
In my defense, I did reach out to you this time 2 weeks in advance. Normally, I just knock on the door and that's it.
That's fair. And I was like, well, we usually record on Saturdays. I'll message Martelle. So here we are recording extra episodes because JJ's in town.
Hey, I'm good with that.
It's always a good time with JJ.
Welcome to the show, JJ.
I'm pumped. I'm also nervous. I hear the things you talk about on this podcast sometimes.
I guess I should say Reverend
I am really
JJ.
worried right now.
Reverend JJ is up from Florida preaching a youth camp.
I am exceptionally worried about what might happen on this podcast.
Hey, you asked to come on.
I know. I might need to have like my voice changed. You'll have to just stick with Jorge the whole time.
First time on the show, you have to take your pants off.
That's reasonable. Well,
I think I have a voice changing plug-in.
Yeah.
Be like,
He's
this
9
is
nationalities.
JJ.
I'd like to sound like Taylor Swift, is possible.
Okay. Hey,
We could probably do that.
I can probably do that. I'll figure it out.
Like if Taylor Swift and Donald Duck had a love child. So yeah, JJ's up here. JJ is a very good friend of mine. He's 9 nationalities, going back only like 3 generations that you can prove. Like 100% his bloodline. So whenever somebody says I'm racist, I don't say I have a black friend. I just say I have a JJ.
I have a DJ.
You have DJ. I have a white DJ who's black and a black DJ who's blacker. And then I have JJ who covers all of the other ethnicities, the Asians
else.
and the Mexicans and, all the smart hard workers.
Yeah.
Never mind.
No, it's fine. Where's this going?
Racist,
this is becoming playfully racist.
I got some weeds I need pulled.
Hey, that's our new tag. Buckhorn Podcast. Playfully racist.
Playfully racist. I mean, it's not a lie.
Hey, I'm at least 0.02% Cherokee, so get off my land.
You've got the beard.
GW did show up in a family dispute at Disney World.
In
a video.
Yeah.
What? And it was a black family.
You'll hear that tonight.
Yeah.
That's on tonight's episode, which will be last week's or 2 weeks ago, whenever this one airs.
It'll end up
it's
being
the
last
Disney
week's.
fight
Is
episode.
it on YouTube? Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No.
You can watch it when we leave
Well,
here.
after we're done, we'll show
that's
you.
great.
It's
And there's a guy
great.
stepped in. We were like, "Is that?" It looked like
like-
GW with no beard, like mustache but no beard,
in a bucket hat.
in a bucket hat. Yeah.
Oh, so it wasn't actually GW.
No, it wasn't him.
But it was.
That would have been great.
Like, holy shit, that's
and he wouldn't
GW.
have- Yeah, he wouldn't have cared. He would have probably torn the other person up and down
GW's
verbally.
not going to Disney World. One,
Too many people.
Too many people.
We've already had this discussion with GW and Kings Island.
Too many people. Yeah, he doesn't like people.
I actually don't like going to theme parks anymore. I just get mad at the idiots.
Yeah.
People staring at a line for an hour and a half. Like, oh, do you want to go on this ride? I'll answer, no, move.
Yeah. I will go ride whatever ride has the shortest line, and when those are done, I'm done.
Yeah. Right. That's the way
I'm not standing 4 hours to ride a new roller coaster that lasts 45 seconds. Especially when I stand there for 4 hours and get up there and realize I don't even fit. It's a waste of a half a day.
You got to buy an extra seat.
Yeah. You don't get to do that on a roller coaster. They say, hey, fatty, hop on out the other side. You're done.
You're out.
And then I get up and the roller coaster settles back down to one side and we're good. So last week we tried Unicom.
Yep. This
and
week
we walked in and you threw JJ and I 2 unicorn balls.
Yeah, candy.
It is a candy.
It's fizzy candy.
Caramello candy.
I'm really worried about this.
It says unicorn balls fizz.
With a lightning bolt.
With a lightning bolt. And it's a unicorn looking over his shoulder with some dangling.
Oh, he's got some he's got some dangles.
He's got some maracas hanging there.
Yeah, he does. And they're rainbows.
They are.
So JJ's already committed to biting into this. He's going to bite them balls.
Oh, my ball's broken.
You piece of crap.
My ball's all broken.
That just means you get to pour it in your mouth.
I'm trying to it's like stuck on the wrapper. This is what happens in Florida.
That's the wrong flavor.
Oh, did you already put it in your mouth?
That's the wrong flavor.
All right, here we go. All of it.
No, there's some in your beard.
I got some in my beer. It's stuck. What is that?
Not good.
Oh, I didn't say it was good. I just said it wasn't bad.
You said,
No.
I like it.
Great.
It's like a sour Skittle. I like it.
No.
It's sticking in my teeth.
My right eye is twitching.
Yeah, it is.
That's awful.
That's good.
No.
Yeah, I like it. It's sticking to my teeth and in my throat. Unicorn balls are sticky. I'll tell you that much.
And cause cancer.
I like it. I need to get some of those.
So we found them at a candy store down when we were in Myrtle Beach.
It's not going away.
No, you're going to need to wash your mouth out thoroughly.
I'm still chewing on it.
I'm still twitching. I'm having like a stroke on the right side of my face.
That's okay. That's
chewed
a good
into
sign.
that. You're just like,
I told you,
I
jawbreaker.
know.
It's like sticking all over my beard and my shirt.
You should see me eat ribs.
That's the black part of him.
And I'm guessing the Asian washes it down with some white rice.
Probably. Sake.
I got some sake over there.
Oh, man.
I do. It's called Cup.
I like it. I like the unicorn balls in my mouth.
They're really good.
Hi, Mom. Thanks for listening.
Put
We
two
love
of
you.
those in your mouth and just kind of.
I would. I put one in each cheek.
It's like a chipmunk.
I'm getting fired if my church hears this.
I would recommend you don't promote this.
That's
Yeah.
reasonable.
If you haven't promoted it yet, why would you do it when you're on the episode?
I'm not.
What church is that? What page can we share this to? All right.
Hey
So
guys, have you heard
website.
this one yet? JJ's on it.
I, for one, will say I do like the unicorn balls as a candy, but I'm a fat guy that likes sweets.
You know what? I liked them as well. I
It's
picked
good
them up
candy.
as a.
I mean, it's a joke, obviously. You have to.
Well, it's a joke, but my daughter's the one who found them.
Of course.
My 11-year-old. She's like, look at this, Daddy. It says unicorn balls. I'm like,
Yeah, wait till she's in high
I'm
school.
like, God damn it. All right,
you
fine.
better put locks on the outside of all your doors.
And I just grabbed them, and I didn't say anything to anybody. I just kind of grabbed them and was carrying them around.
Like in shame?
No, and
okay.
with pride.
Martelle's, he does not know shame.
I thought it was like the 11-year-old daughter.
Oh, no, that was my 6-year-old down there. My 11-year-old's she's at TAP. She's not even here. And so I just kind of grabbed them. I'm like, there was another set of it was like poop
Another
emoji.
set?
No.
2 unicorns were sacrificed that day.
There's another bag of emoji poop gummies. And I was going to grab those too. And I'm like, oh, I'm not touching those.
You should have grabbed all the unicorn balls.
Well,
Just fill up your hands with
not
unicorn
at
balls.
$2.50 a bag.
Worth it.
No. Nope.
Didn't cost me.
Well, it ain't
Your
costing
people are
you a
cheap.
thing.
I'm cheap. My people could live lavish, and I'd still be cheap.
4 out of the 9 nationalities you are really cheap.
That's fair.
I mean, I
like it.
It was good.
I give Unicorn Balls 5 donuts.
I'll give them 6 donuts.
It's only out of 5.
I don't
You can't
care.
make up donuts.
He borrowed another donut.
I
from
borrowed
my
a
people.
donut.
That's not. No, stop. That's like people are like, give 110%. No, you can't. It's impossible. Quit saying that's stupid. There's no such thing as 110%.
Fifth Third Bank is like 116%.
Yeah, they can't even math right. Why would you put your
And
money
they're- and they're
there?
a
I don't
bank.
bank with them.
Well,
That's life.
either way.
A fifth, third better.
See?
I hate your people.
Well,
Right?
we have all the money.
See? Yeah.
That's the Jewish part of it.
That's the Jewish part of me too. So I ended up picking them up, and Harley every day goes into the pantry and says, like, "Can I have one of those?"
Doesn't say the name of it, just says those.
Just one of those. She doesn't. She's
And you say no, they
I'm
come
like,
in pairs. You
no.
can have 2 of them.
You can't. You can't have any of those. You don't put those in your mouth.
You're way too young. It's a good thing your wife don't listen to this.
She does.
Oh,
Hi, Liz.
I found out that Liz does listen to the show,
She just didn't want us to know it.
and she can hear us down the hall too.
Well,
is she
she's
here
not
right now?
Yeah, she's here right now.
That poor girl.
Oh,
I know.
yeah, she is.
So I think Randy, you posted something on the Facebook page the other day. What's the one thing that you can post on your timeline that
Nobody else has done.
nobody else? And she posted, put it up with Martelle's bullshit.
I do that okay, but I don't live with you, so I'm not going to say, hey, I'm
No.
not going to even try to
That
compete
doesn't
with
count
her.
as putting up with.
Plus,
that-
she'll shank me.
Yeah, she'll
She's like, you don't know what I go through. Just keeps sticking me.
day in and day out.
Like trying to pick up a tater tot with a toothpick. She just keeps stabbing.
So what is this? What is this you brought? You
So
brought us
this I
something.
brought. I'm excited because I was at work yesterday, down in the Tri-Cincinnati area, and decided to Google local liquor store.
Tri-Cincinnati area.
Yeah, I don't want to give it away, but I figured, man, this is one of those nights my throat's just gonna be real dry. I figured, why not Google the local liquor store and see what selection they have down here?
All right.
So I did. It's like 8 minutes away. I'm like, oh, that ain't far. You know, being in a town, it's only a couple miles probably. So I follow my GPS, and then I take a turn, and I literally said out loud, with nobody else in my work vehicle, oh, I'm in the bad part of town.
So this is in the ghetto.
This might have been where I lived when I lived in Cincinnati.
We'll talk later, because I'm not giving it away.
Okay. I mean, I lived in an area that everybody called the ghetto.
So
You named just like 90% of Cincinnati.
right.
Well,
That's
all of it's
trash.
being like gentrified now, so the ghetto's getting progressively smaller very quickly.
That's what happens.
No, it just
when the
got a
gays
house
move
here
in.
and there.
That's what
It's
I said.
still there.
That's what I said.
So yeah, so I go in and there's a like I walk in. It used to be a drive-through. They walled up the drive-through, and you walk in this place, and a very nice Indian gentleman, Dot Indian, not feather, said, you know, how are you doing? Hello, and I said, hey, what's up, man? And my accents are bad and racist, folks, but there it is. So I go looking for playfully racist, playfully.
Because that's our new tagline.
What's funny is so in Circleville, Ohio, is also owned by an Indian
You're
couple.
all welcome.
Very nice people.
But they're
And-
not ...
No, they're ... Not
Oh, okay.
I'm they're ...
Right.
Their tech support. I'm where are my ancestors? Totally different.
I was thinking casino.
Casino
but
owners.
See?
Yeah, some of them.
I'm glad we went the right spot.
The ones that are left. Tier. Slow commercial.
It's got to be a trail.
Wow.
I will.
All right, so now we've offended everybody 10 minutes in. Did you just go Sarah McLachlan?
You said tier.
If you would like to adopt one of these Indians today. You're going puppies. I'm talking Indians, man. It's like a grown, like an 80-year-old Indian man on the commercial, but in a kennel.
We're not... No,
Well-
never mind. Never mind. Stop.
If this don't get us, if this don't lose us listeners, I don't know what will.
We don't have listeners.
Yeah, both of them. We're going to lose one. So,
JJ's
I'm
one of them.
anyway, so anyway, I go in there and I go for the bourbon and a pretty decent selection, and I found Nika coffee grain.
Yeah. The Nika.
Nika, whatever.
Nika,
I'm not Asian. Nika, please. So I grab it. I'm like, I've not seen this anywhere.
That just registered.
There you go.
You missed that whole episode.
No, it started and then I...
Welcome to Buckhorn Podcast. So, playfully racist, and we eat unicorn balls.
I've made a grave error in judgment.
The good news is you're not going to have a job soon. You can move back to Ohio. So anyway, I'm looking around. I'm looking for the Blantons. I spot Weller's. Well, I'm like, I still got Weller in the cabinet at home. I'm not worried about it, you know.
They're going to be raising the price on that here soon.
Yeah, I've noticed.
To $49.
I've seen that. That's ridiculous.
Well, it's $49 everywhere else in the United States. Ohio has some...
Not at my new secret hotspot.
Well...
So, I grabbed the Nika, and they also had Suntory. Mm-hmm. Haven't tried it.
Haven't tried it either.
And I almost got that because I was like, I don't think Martelle's tried this. So, I'm looking for Blantons. I'm looking for Eagle Rare. You know, the usual. Jefferson's Ocean. Nothing. They had Jefferson's Reserve and stuff you can find up here. And then I see it. Angel's Envy, which I've seen up here once in the last probably 2 years.
Okay.
At Kroger 665, they had it, and it was almost $100 a bottle. One bottle per customer.
Yeah.
That is the wrong price.
This place had it for $44.99 state minimum. Wow. And I snagged it. They had Gentleman Jack up here, $50. Down there, $27.99. They had, what was the other one? The Old Forester, $44.99. Basically everything there, and I was like, this. I put the Nika back, got the Angel's Envy, and I was like, this is like $100 from up where I live. And he's like, oh, everything here state minimum. You know, I don't. He's like, you want Old Forester? I got 6 bottles, state minimum. I was like, whoa! Had I hit the lottery, I would have cleaned that dude out. He was like 1 bottle per customer tags. I would have bargained. Like, it was insane. So I'm not saying where it's at.
You should have bought it out and started your own store.
I should have. I'm not saying where it was at, but I grabbed some Angel's Envy for us to, because we haven't reviewed it.
Right.
And it's hard to get.
It is hard to get. Now, this one, the one you brought, I haven't had.
Yeah, this is the Angel's Envy straight Kentucky bourbon.
That's
right.
surprising.
In a port, is it a sherry finish or is it just
port?
A port finish?
Yeah.
So I've had the sherry finished, which is phenomenal.
Yeah, this one, I'm trying to get the bottle out without breaking stuff. Yeah, so this is Angel's Envy Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey finished in port wine barrels. 43.3% alcohol by volume.
Okay.
So 86.6 proof. Comes in a beautiful body. Beautiful body. So curvy.
It's a curvy bottle.
But, yeah, the bottle with the angel wings. And a little tag that says, after 40 years spent upholding bourbon's strict traditions and heritage. This is very important with where we're going to go with tonight's episode. Our master distiller decided to try something new. Lincoln Henderson began with an exceptional Kentucky straight bourbon and then finished it in ruby port wine barrels for up to 6 months, resulting in a whiskey of unprecedented smoothness and character. This unique process imbues the spirit with flavors of vanilla, ripe fruit, maple syrup, toast, and bitter chocolate. Yeah, buttered toast with cinnamon on it.
Like, so they went over and pressed down, set it to 3.
Yeah, they set toast in it. That's why there's crumbs in the bottle.
As they were
Hey, it's what comes out of the wood.
So,
as long as there's a slice of toast in there,
right,
with vanilla sprinkled on.
So that's what we're trying.
It's like they're making breakfast.
Yeah, this is a breakfast whiskey.
So
drink it with your.
I thought
morning
they all
eggs.
were.
Drink it with your eggs.
Oh,
yeah.
Listen,
why not?
No one's putting toast in their whiskey.
Some candied bacon in it. So yeah, that's what Martelle and I are trying. JJ is, abstaining from.
He's off limits.
Pastor JJ, the racist, playfully racist.
It has been requested that I do not drink anymore.
And we respect that, seriously.
So I wanted to respect that request.
We respect that. So this has got a great collar.
Kinda.
Yeah, that just means more for me. I respect it.
I get to drink more, so.
Friends are always happy to respect that. Fantastic. I'll take one for you, one for me.
Great nose note.
Yeah, on the nose, it's fantastic.
Very sweet. You definitely smell the maple. And taste-wise, you've had a couple sips. What do you think?
I just almost...
You good?
It went up my nose.
I thought you were going to come out and coughing. Smooth.
It's so good. So good. Everybody go get some.
No, I tipped it too far back when I was trying to smell it and went up my nose.
You're not supposed to stick your big old nose in it.
It's not a line.
I'm not going to make another racist joke, but
Well, with the way I'm feeling, I'm trying to get all the alcohol in me I can.
If I can drink it and snort it.
Hey,
I feel
I'll do lines of bourbon. I don't care. Is it possible?
Little mini troughs of bourbon.
Derek did a line of salt one time.
Oh, he's going to be on our show at one point.
Yeah,
he went to Circleville too.
Bring that up.
Derek's going to be coming.
He did a line of salt one day in college, and he pretty
Barbecue
much passed
Darren?
out.
Derek?
No,
Oh,
spelled the same, different Derek.
I just want barbecue Derek.
Yeah, he needs to bring his meats.
Bring all his meats down.
I
put all
love his meat in my mouth. Oh, it's so good.
Seriously, though, who's this Derek that makes barbecue?
So, well, you don't follow my Facebook apparently.
I don't follow anyone.
Shout out to Derek at Smokeout Barbecue.
Where's that at?
Tomorrow, he's going to be in
truck.
Columbus at Byers or across from Byers. Yeah, he does this thing called the Hot Mess where for $12 you get 2 meals worth of shells and cheese, beans, and then any meat you want on top. So I get brisket.
How about just meat?
And
nothing else?
Well, you can get just meat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can get meat.
You can just
Put
get
it right
a
in your
platter
mouth.
or a sandwich, just a bunch of meat in your mouth.
You
It's
can mouth
delicious.
on that meat all you want.
Listen, I know what you're doing, and I don't care. It's delicious.
Oh, we know what we're doing, and we love it. He does smoked chicken. Oh, dude.
Nah, just brisket.
Smokeout barbecue. Oh, trust me, 1/9 of you would love the chicken wings.
Just give me. I'm sure I would.
He does not smoke watermelon.
If he's
though.
got. Oh, that'd be so good.
I'd have tried that.
I really.
He is going to be doing ribs, I
watermelon.
think.
I'm getting hungry. I'm getting really hungry.
We pulled in. He's like, "Let's not do the podcast. I'm hungry. Let's just go eat." Did you not eat today? He's like, "Yes, let's go eat."
I ate at Rich's Deli right before I came
before
here.
he came to my house, like half hour before we came here, he ate. I forgot how much you eat. It's a lot.
It is. I'm difficult to feed.
You're a little dude.
I am.
Dude,
I'll eat Randy under the table.
he lived with us for like 9 months. And there's a point where Beth had to sit him down and be like, "Okay, JJ, help me with the groceries somehow because I don't know what's happening." You ever see Lilo and Stitch?
Yeah.
Because JJ
Shit
will
just
eat
disappears.
anything inside. Dude, like quick too. He'll literally go to the kitchen, come back, and 9 entrees are gone in 30 seconds. And you walk in there like, what just happened?
Well,
It's
if the line at the buffet's too long, I'll start eating my food, and by the time I get back to the table, my plate's empty.
Yeah.
You gotta start
He
back
just eats
over
in the
again.
line.
All right, I gotta start over.
So don't snort it.
I'm not
bring it up
starting
the
this
nose
time.
again.
So the nose is great on this.
Yeah, it smells amazing.
I catch some maple, some caramel,
Very smooth.
a little bit of brown sugar.
Breakfast bourbon.
Yeah, I mean it's
Poured on pancakes.
it's syrupy. It has a very syrupy smell to it.
It's got legs.
It's got legs.
Yeah, I learned that term.
I don't.
See how it sticks to the side of the glass
And runs down.
and runs down slowly?
Oh,
That's called legs.
so it's pretty much syrup. It literally.
Yeah.
is.
Well,
it's-
any good bourbon has legs.
I learned it from wine.
So bourbon was made by alcoholic Canadians who just said, "We
No.
got to get this
No.
on our
It
pancakes."
was made by white trash Americans.
Oh,
I learned the leg
Canadians.
the leg term I learned from wine. It's
Wine has legs.
Wine has legs. It's the alcohol content is what you see dripping down.
You know, sometime we'll go over the history of bourbon and how one of the most famous whiskeys in Jack Daniels came to not only go from moonshine to being whiskey aged in barrels and how it got square bottles. And it involves a Methodist pastor, the slave
does.
that he owned. He bought a slave
This is
and
just
owned
going
him.
great.
This is a true story.
This is a great
He
mark
bought a
in our
slave
history.
and just said, "Hey, you're my employee," and paid him.
Oh,
So he kind of freed the guy.
All right.
And then his apprentice, who was 14 at the time, he inherited Jack Daniels.
I almost feel good about that.
So it's actually a cool story.
You know, apart from the whole prohibition,
It's fine.
Prohibition.
It's the Methodists.
That was a mistake.
It's fine.
I don't disagree with that. I just think it's crazy that a Methodist pastor buys a slave to illegally make alcohol and.
Oh, it wasn't illegal at the time.
Oh, it
he
wasn't?
was doing it and
Oh,
selling
okay.
it legally.
Okay.
He just went from moonshine, and we'll do an episode on it.
Yeah, we'll have to cover it all.
So let's
now
give
I'm
our
gonna have to
Angel's
learn
Envy
other
review
So-
and get into.
On the taste is really good. It doesn't taste anything like it smells.
No,
So-
I agree with that.
So the port barrel finish, you kind of pick that up at the end.
Yeah.
That's not right off the bat. Like, you don't get that. You get that bourbon
Feel.
that bourbon taste, that bourbon mouthfeel.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like
The oakiness.
yeah. You get the oak, you get the caramel right off the bat, and then you get like a wine port finish at the end.
Right.
And there's like a burn. It's a good burn. It's not a, oh my God, my mouth's on fire. Like,
No,
you're
it's a
drinking
bourbon
Fireball.
burn.
It's a bourbon burn. It follows all the way down through the chest. And then you get that port finish taste on the back end.
Right.
It's really good. It's nothing. I would recommend this. I'd give this a 4-star. 4 donuts.
Oh.
I mean, it's
You
good.
usually I've only heard you really give out 2.5 or 3 donuts when I listen to you.
and
So that's
I mean, I
impressive.
would give this a
Yeah.
4, and I had the
Donuts, not stars.
donuts. I switched it to donuts after I said stars. I had the sherry. I think it was the sherry cast that they did about 2 years ago. I was in what is now Legoland at Easton.
Yeah.
the new Legoland. Yeah,
Calm down.
It
It's
was.
huge.
It used to be
really?
It's massive.
Can we
Yeah.
go?
No,
You
you
could.
can. I'm not going.
It used to be KDB, which was kitchen something dinner.
That place was big. wasn't
Kitchen dangly balls.
Yeah, yeah. It was the old Sega like arcade place.
it? Yeah.
So it
It's
used to
all
be
Legoland
that.
now.
From one child to another child.
Yes.
I walked in. We had a work function there, and I walked in, and we had to pay for our own alcohol. And I asked the guy, I'm like, "Well, I've never had the Angel's Envy. You know, what's that?" And he's like, "Well, he is like that's good stuff." I'm like, "Well, how heavy's your hand?" He's like, "I'm heaviest in the biz." I said, "Well, go ahead and pour me on the rocks with that." I said, "And then I need another glass and a spoon." He's like, "Oh, all right." He pours me a glass like the one that I'm holding in my hand, which is your standard tumbler glass, all the way to the top.
That's a heavy
Fills it with
hand.
ice, fills it all the way to the top. I just stirred it for about 2 minutes, took all the ice out, and I mean, I was easily 4 fingers in
It's
on this
4-finger
thing.
pour.
Wow.
It was a 4-finger pour.
That's a heavy pour.
That was a heavy pour. I sipped on that for 2 hours
2 hours?
while I just walked around.
Yeah, you nurse that.
Oh, well, it was $11.
But here tonight, you got a
He-
4-finger pour in narcotics.
Right. So he charged me $11 for it, and I left him an $11 tip.
And what he really liked was just the tip.
He liked just the tip.
I'm still stuck on the fact that you had a single beverage in your hand for 2 hours.
I was playing video games and walking around, so I had to keep setting it down, picking it up.
You couldn't have just thrown it back and then
I
down to the
could have, but
So
I didn't want to go buy another one.
Oh. I didn't have another $22.
I didn't have another $22 I wanted to spend.
I'm going to give this one a 4.5 donuts. This is up there for me.
It's good.
I really like this. I like the port finish. It's very smooth. The flavor notes are phenomenal. The burn is the good kind of burn, the burn you want. Not the gasoline cheap whiskey burn. This is a good bourbon.
You mean
I'm
it's
glad-
not the Stillhouse brand?
Ooh. That got dumped down my drain.
I'm going to be honest.
Did you finally
it looks like
dump
maple
that?
syrup.
I dumped it like the next day. What'd you say?
It looks like maple syrup.
Syrup.
I didn't
Syrup.
say it weird.
You say everything weird.
I do not.
It's syrup.
It's not syrup.
It's syrup.
SURUP.
Yeah.
Syrup.
Syrup.
It's a Y.
Syrup.
Sorp.
Syrup.
Scissor. I had to say it so JJ can understand what I was saying.
For all of our...
That was for
Which
that
one
was
are you
for
going to go
JJ
for?
and
Buckhorn
DJ.
podcast, playfully
people?
racist. Yeah, I give this a 4.5 donuts. Look at the way that looks beautiful
It is pretty.
with the sun coming through it.
I mean, it's
This
It
is
is-
a good one.
Now, see, I had said that, you would have called me a girl.
This one, yeah, well, still early on the end of the episode. I think I just
So,
dropped a remix in
this
there.
is-
You're wearing off on me.
There you go.
this absolutely is the definition of a bourbon.
It is. That's what we're going to talk about because I was so excited to first off find this. Secondly, find it for half of what you can get around Columbus.
Half? You found it for less than half.
Right. If you know of anywhere in Columbus where you can find Angel's Envy for less than $50, email us at buckhornpodcast@gmail.com. But anyway, so I took a picture of it, sent it to you and several of my friends that I know are also connoisseurs of bourbons or whiskeys, right?
I wouldn't call me a connoisseur. I just drink it.
Connoisseur is the French word for drinks a lot of bourbon.
Is it?
Yeah. So if you're like a connoisseur of cake, that just means drinks a lot of bourbon with cake.
With cake.
It's French.
It is now the
Connoisseur.
So Martelle looks at me like French is one of my people that I might know.
Well, no, French is me.
Well, French. Yeah, he's French.
Martelle is French.
Okay.
It means the hammer.
It means
Does
big
it
old
actually?
dangly hammer. Yeah, it really does.
Yeah.
So I shared it with some friends, and one of our best listeners, Old Gurgles, sent me a message back, very nice, but that's not bourbon. Now, I've got the conversation here because I was like, hold on. I took the picture of the bottle, and I edited and circled where right on the bottle it says Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. And he said, bourbon whiskey isn't bourbon. LOL. Marketing got you.
But if it's 51%...
We're going to get into all that.
Okay.
So I'm just going through the convo.
Was this like a good friend or like a friend that
No, he's a good friend. He's a good guy with a giant head.
Some people you just
Big
mess
head,
with on
dude.
Facebook,
Like,
and it's
big
the
head.
exact same conversation.
See, I don't know him, but I'm friends with him on Facebook, but I don't use Facebook anymore.
Yeah, he's a good guy. I've known him for years.
Is this like a physical big head or like he just is?
No, he has a physical big head.
Okay.
Like it's massive.
He's like a bobblehead.
Yeah, he looks like a lollipop walking around.
Wow.
It's crazy.
He's no longer a listener.
Oh no, he'll send me a message when he hears this. I guarantee it. So I said,
oh, hey, adding a little water to that
good,
opens it up.
I'll have to try that. So I said, you do know that bourbon, aka bourbon whiskey, throwing up my air quotes, is whiskey that's at least 51% corn mash, right?
Right.
Because that's the main stipulation. He said, aged in new white oak barrels and that were never used before. Angel's Envy is aged in brandy barrels. And I was like, And
That's
he
a
did
French
also,
thing.
right, connoisseur.
I caught that.
Connoisseur.
I did watch Beauty and the Beast. So.
Connoisseur. Drinks a lot of bourbon. Rough translation. And he said, that's why it's so smooth. So I said, I went to Angel's Envy. Like, I pulled over off the road. I was like, hold on. Because, like, there's not a lot I know.
I'm going to be late to my appointment.
No, I was heading home. I was done working for the day. This was on the way home.
Sorry, Beth. I'm going to be late. Hope Huck and Jed are all right.
I was still made it home by like 4:30 from Cincy. I'm good. But I didn't want to, like, be copying and pasting stuff and drive, So I pulled over.
Why not? Everybody else in the Columbus metropolitan area is doing it.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
but I'm not like all of them. I'm a consular
I am.
of traffic.
Eats a lot of cake.
Drinks a lot of bourbon
I like
with
eating
traffic.
cake. With traffic.
But anyway, from the Angel's Envy site, I just said, learn, young Padawan, and I put their process link to him. And I said, there's a difference in quote-unquote aged in and quote-unquote finished in. Many bourbons are aged properly then finished in other barrels or in different manners, right? They get different flavors. They take on different, some people inject different things in there. It's like you can get Bird Dog makes
steroids,
maple flavored, peach flavored, blackberry flavored, all these different bourbons.
Bird Dog is disgusting.
It is, but I'm saying they flavor.
They flavor their bourbon.
It's still bourbon.
I mean,
it's still
sounds like a juice box
whiskey. It is.
The only flavored bourbon any of us should be drinking is Virgil Cane's ginger infused.
Ginger doesn't
3.5 donuts agree with you.
Yes,
because I love Jim Beam vanilla with Mexican Coke. No offense, JJ. Phenomenal. And cheap. But it makes a good vanilla Coke.
It's offensive that that's where you would go. But
so anyway.
He just called you.
I can't wait for that wall to be built.
Well.
So.
I'm just going to climb it.
I was going to say the funny thing is JJ's going to be the only one too short to get over the wall. I just see all these Mexicans climb over the wall, JJ jumping like, hey, trying to get up over it. I'm like, dude, it's only 6 foot. That's all they could afford. JJ's down like, hey. But anyway, I continued on the conversation. It's illegal to market a drink as a bourbon if it's not. Therefore, one cannot be fooled, quote unquote, by marketing.
Right.
You can't put on a bottle of bourbon if it's not legally.
It's not a bourbon.
And he put LOL, and I said, that lesson was free. Next one will cost you. So then he hit me back later. He said, this isn't just from, or he said, not some specific marketing page. Woodford Master Distiller Chris Morris lays out the rules pretty clearly. Finishing a Kentucky straight bourbon in any barrel that is not new, oak, and obviously charred on the inside will technically and legally move it from a bourbon designation. The expression simply becomes a whiskey. That's something he's always been careful of with experimental bottlings. Woodford Reserve has always been specific on this point by modifying our product descriptor in such a way that it clearly tells our consumers what we did to create the expression. According to him, he says, finishing Woodford Reserve in the Sonoma Couture, Chardonnay, and Pinot Noir barrels does not create a new category but a type of whiskey. So then Greg says, Maker's Mark, though, still thinks it's a bourbon. So I hit him back basically and said, you're getting the opinion of a guy at Woodford, but it's not the rules. That's just his opinion that you shouldn't change it.
Right.
He's not the one that legally sets the rules for bourbon. Well, Greg says that's skirting the rules. So he's taking one guy's opinion versus literally the entire industry's in the rules, which I do have. And then here's where he really lost me, and here's where he jumped the shark. He said, so if I take bourbon and add to Coke, it's still bourbon in your book. Got it.
It's Coke and bourbon.
That's why I said, don't be dumb. That's a bourbon and Coke.
Yeah.
If you go to a bar and order bourbon
is a whiskey. So it's still a whiskey and Coke or a bourbon and Coke.
Right. But if you go and order just a bourbon or whiskey and they bring it to you, they're not going to add Coke. If you order a bourbon or whiskey and Coke, that's what you're going to get, a mixed drink.
But they're going to ask you what kind of bourbon you want.
Either way, but his thing was saying that by finishing it in the wine barrels, that it makes it not a bourbon.
Right. It was a bourbon before it went into the wine barrel. It's still bourbon when it comes out of the wine barrel.
It's the same thing. Same ingredients. But his thing was, he said that's the same as mixing Coke with it. And I was like,
more cake.
That's lots
Beauty
of
and
cake.
the Beast.
That's mixing two very different ingredients.
Right.
You're taking the bourbon, regardless of what brand or finish or whatever it is, and you're mixing with pop, not soda.
Soda.
It's soda.
You guys are so racist.
You're welcome.
So I sent him the bourbon requirements as listed.
No, 1.5 to 1.
On
He's bigger than us, so.
That's fair. I think for every vote I have, it equals you guys combined.
Possibly.
I'm 200 pounds.
Yeah, you guys are 1.5, and I'm also 1.5.
How much do you weigh?
I'm 240.
Okay.
236-ish.
All right. So
all of
got
that.
like 440. You're not 440.
I am 900 pounds.
You were on Fat Guys in the
2
Wilderness
votes.
way too long ago and lost the weight while you were lost.
Yeah, but then I got back when I got
Eating
found.
scorpions and centipedes.
That was
I did not eat
awful.
a scorpion. I ate a tarantula.
That was gross.
It was delicious.
I honestly did not want to be your
I am a
friend anymore
connoisseur.
after that.
I mean, I've eaten some ant heads, but not a tarantula.
I've heard you've given some too.
No,
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
a reason my
So anyway,
family left the third world.
The pinchers suck.
Back to the bourbon. The bourbon requirements, here's what I sent him. On May 4th, 1964, the United States Congress recognized bourbon whiskey as a distinctive product of the United States. The federal standards of identity for distilled spirits state that bourbon must meet these requirements. It must be made of a grain mixture that's at least 51% corn. Angel's Envy is 72%.
All right.
Clears it by a long shot.
Yep.
One.
Must be distilled at no more than 160 proof. 80%. Clears that.
All right.
Dude.
Bourbon must be aged in new charred oak barrels. Angel's Envy clears that. 4 to 6 years minimum.
There we go.
That's aged 4 to 6 years?
Minimum.
So they got to age it 4 to 6 years before they can sell it to you.
Before they put it
in the other...
Before they put it in a port bottle.
Port
barrel.
That's a long time to wait to sell one product.
That's what
That's why Martelle and I have not
do.
tried to make our own bourbon because
you can't sell
we
it.
We can make profit for a good bourbon. You're talking 7 years, 12 years. Yeah.
All I can think right now is How I Met Your Mother, Ted Mosby, looking at the Glen McKenna 20-year.
Yeah.
After they put like chocolate milk in it and ketchup.
All right, so a couple more. Bourbon.
Sanitizer.
Bourbon may not be introduced to the barrel at higher than 125 proof. Check. Bourbon, which meets the above requirements and has been aged for a minimum of 2 years, may, but is not required to be, called straight bourbon, which this is. Bourbon aged for a period less than 4 years must be labeled with the duration of its aging. This doesn't have to be labeled because it's 4 years or more.
Right.
If an age is stated on the label, it must be the age of the youngest whiskey in the bottle. Obviously, a batch is going to make a lot of bottles. Only whiskey produced in the United States can be called bourbon.
It's toffee.
Oh,
So
you look like a dog eating peanut butter.
Off of unicorn balls?
Well, you know.
Off of the Angel's Envy.
So there's our rules for bourbon.
There's so many ways.
His response to me sending him that, you know what he said? You read the third bullet point, right? Which the third one is must be aged in new charred oak barrels. So I sent him a screenshot from their site. And Angel's Envy's site, the way that they age theirs, here it is. Age. A quote-unquote straight bourbon must be aged for at least 2 years and must have an age statement on the label if it's aged less than 4 years. Our whiskey is typically aged between 4 and 6 years in new charred 53-gallon American white oak barrels, Greg.
That sounds a little racist.
Boom.
Next, we blend the bourbon to meet our ideal flavor profile. That would be enough for other bourbons, Greg, but we take things one step further.
Boom.
They do what's called double maturation or finishing, Greg.
Boom.
Aging in two different types of barrels is called double maturation. In the final stage of our production, we finish our bourbon for up to 6 additional months in 60-gallon port barrels from JJ's country.
Boom.
Portugal.
From my where?
Country.
Okay. That's not what
Yeah,
you
I know.
said.
He said cunt tree.
Country. It's French.
He said, see you next Tuesday, tree.
See, so, but his whole argument is, I did read that they finish in port barrels, and he goes back. We go back and forth a whole bunch. Point is,
he's wrong.
And even today, he jumped into the chat box and said, Randy skirts rules. Now he did it playfully. I love Greg. I love his giant head. It's the size of a velociraptor's, and he's sitting here going, I don't skirt rules. That's not real bourbon.
It's bourbon.
It's 100% bourbon.
It comes out of the barrel bourbon. What you do with it next doesn't make it not a bourbon.
Well, once you put it in a cup, it's not a bourbon anymore.
Right, because it's stored in a glass bottle. Not a bourbon. Can't store it in glass.
Once you put it in the bottle, it's not a bourbon.
I bet he drinks milk straight from the cow's udder. He just gets up on her and starts suckling that tea, and he's like, your 2%'s not real milk. You don't get it straight from the teat. That ain't milk. He's over there in his house with a barrel of
you would have to
bourbon.
drink it hot, straight out of the ladle of the mash bill before it goes into the barrel.
No, he's saying his big catch-up was the white oak charred barrel. So for him, it better not touch anything else or it's no longer bourbon. He drinks it straight from the nipple of the barrel. Then half the shit on the
market wouldn't be bourbon.
I know.
Because there's Buffalo Trace does experimental stuff.
Buffalo Trace does. Woodford even does, which they admit they just go, we just call it whiskey. Well, that's fine. You can call it
whiskey.
You can if you make a baby, you get to name that baby whatever you want.
Tom.
You can. That's a dumb baby name. Here's our newborn. What's his name?
His name is Thomas, and we call it Thomas.
No,
Thomas.
Just Tom.
Not call him Tom.
Here's my newborn baby daughter, Tom.
Her name is Thome.
That's short for Tom.
Thom.
Tham.
Her name is Thom.
Anyway, so I told him
a guy like that. I wanted to uppercut him every time he told me his name. He was like, your parents didn't like you.
Thom?
Yeah. He's like, he'd introduce him. Thome. I was like, no, leave.
I'll just call him Thumb.
GTFO.
Tom Thumb.
Thumb.
There's a door. Don't let it hit you where the good Lord split you.
Anyways, I think anybody with any semblance of common sense would say this and all others are absolutely still bourbon. I don't care what you call it.
I'm going to call it syrup.
If it wasn't bourbon, they literally cannot. You're gargling bourbon. You get on
bourbon.
me for gargling water.
You brush your teeth with a stick?
Sometimes.
In bourbon. I'm a connoisseur.
That's why
brushing
I still got
teeth.
my one good tooth.
My one good tooth.
The rest of my teeth are fake.
He takes them out and soaks them in bourbon overnight.
If they weren't those titanium implants.
Bourbon that is finished in port barrels, which gives it a very unique flavor. You don't find in other bourbons that aren't.
No, it's really good. And I think Angel Envy is one of the only companies that does something like this. There are other companies out there, like we did, Virgil Kane had the Roundhouse. They did they started in one barrel that was in 2014 and then moved to another barrel, another new age barrel. So they went from one barrel that was a new oak to another new oak barrel because of the barrel shortage in 2014.
Right.
Buffalo Trace does all kinds of crazy experiments. Like they do laser experiments with aging.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, the look on your face was the same look I had when I found out, JJ.
And Buffalo Trace covers a lot of bourbons most people don't know, which we've talked about.
Right. They why am I blanking on some of the shit? Benchmark 8. They do
Ancient Age, Eagle Rare.
Blanton's.
Blanton's.
Taylor. Mm-hmm. They have so many different brands that they do that they are experimenting with stuff that we don't even know about. And it's all
because
bourbon.
It meets the rules.
Woodford does things, they try to keep traditional, but then they experiment and they call it whiskey. It's bourbon. I mean, because they age it out the way that it's supposed to be.
It's a 51% corn. It meets all the requirements.
It meets all the requirements for being a bourbon. They just call it a whiskey.
And what I think most people don't get, that we've said it before, but maybe people don't listen to every episode. All bourbon is whiskey.
All bourbon is whiskey, not all whiskey is bourbon.
Whiskey could be rye whiskey. You can have tater whiskey.
I mean,
that's the folks in Idaho, in Ireland. Taters everywhere.
I thought potatoes were just vodka.
You can make whiskey out of everything. You can make whiskey out of gummy bears. You can make whiskey out of unicorn balls.
Well,
I may be lying on that.
That might be lying. That may be falsified.
That might just be melted gummy bears on a sidewalk that I ate once.
I'm be honest. Every time you say buffalo or every time you say bourbon, all I can think of is bourbon chicken or buffalo.
So I actually looked it up.
So fat and black.
I'm so hungry.
I actually took the time to look at a Buffalo Trace label.
Yeah.
You guys were looking, we had the unicorn balls earlier today.
That's the adult version of reading the cereal box while you're eating breakfast.
On the Buffalo Trace label, the buffalo on the Buffalo Trace bourbon label has a set of nuts just dangling.
Good for him.
Swinging free. There they are.
Swinging. It's animated.
The only label with balls.
Well, not according to those unicorn balls.
Well that's candy. That's not bourbon.
Oh, that's true. This is an adult conversation.
Yeah. It was.
Stop pestering us with your childish candies.
The candy was good, though.
So, verdict is, JJ?
Not. It was not.
Does this constitute a bourbon?
From everything that you just read me, it's a bourbon.
There you go.
I mean,
that is a college-educated man.
Rules, that's simply what it is. It doesn't matter if you don't like them. That's
right.
The rules.
And that was my point to him. Like, you can have that opinion, and literally he found one other guy that said, yeah, I prefer not to do that. He didn't show any rules. He's just shown an opinion.
Right. I mean, it's by all intents and purpose, it's a bourbon.
Yeah,
so Angel
absolutely.
Envy is not out of the realm of saying...
It is a Kentucky straight bourbon. There's even more stipulations to be able to call it a straight bourbon.
Yeah, it held pretty aggressively to those rules. Like, they were like,
absolutely
this is what we do. This is the rules. Done.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, and then we're going to put it in wine barrels. It's just like Jefferson's Ocean. They throw those in barrels, then throw it on the ocean. That doesn't mean because it flops around in the sea and gets that little salty taste for a while, that's not bourbon.
What has happened to you?
He's old. I just ignore him.
Just ignore that.
This is what you don't see when we
Martelle's
record.
dying.
No, he's
literally
fine.
right in front of us.
He's still standing.
I'm not laying on the floor, so we're good.
Has that happened?
Yeah, I just leave.
You just go down to the floor with the mic and you're just like...
Not yet.
No, he passes out and I leave, and then he edits the show later.
I have a really bad back injury that I've been dealing with for like 15 years. No, it's not from...
And you were doing CrossFit with that?
Yeah. Wow. I still do CrossFit with it.
Jeez.
Well, it's not like CrossFit's a real workout.
Right. I mean, it's...
Love you, Brandon and Jimmy.
CrossFit's not a real... It's not real.
Wheel workout.
A wheel workout. It's just fake. No, I've been dealing with a back injury for like 15 years.
Man.
I have a degenerative disc, and now I have a bulging disc. It's like
you do
15 millimeters.
Oh, you said disc.
I was supposed to have surgery on August 5th.
This past year?
No.
Or this coming August 5th?
This coming August 5th. I got a call yesterday Not that anybody cares, but on the 22nd, I got a call. They're like, so the surgeon's not going to be in the office for like the entire month of August. So we need to reschedule your... Now, he's not going to be in the office that I go to. He's going to be at OSU Wexner, but he's not going to be at FMC. So...
You can't just go to OSU. You got to apply and get accepted and have good grades.
Right.
You're out.
So...
For sure.
It was more of so let's schedule it up there then. Let's get this rolling. I need sooner rather than later. I get a call today on the 23rd, and they're like, so the soonest we can get you in is the 23rd, or the 23rd of August. Yeah, that's not going to work for me. Well, that's the soonest we can get you in. You can wait till October and have it back at the other hospital. I'm like, you don't understand. I can't sit.
You know how hard it is to poop standing up?
Yeah, it just
smears right down both butt cheeks.
Yeah, it's awful.
Can you do like the squat that you do in CrossFit, just like without the bar?
No. Like just a really wide squat?
Like a really wide squat, like you're doing a thruster or something.
You mean like the shit they do in strongman?
I don't know.
Like powerlifting, deadlifts, where they do
but you just don't have the bar.
Right. Yeah, no, it doesn't work that way.
Really?
So I spent the entire weekend this past weekend like laying on the floor because I physically cannot sit.
Wow.
Because it just strikes up
bad memories
of my childhood. And severe pain in my sciatic
where
nerve.
I got made fun of for sitting down.
You can see my butt crack.
Bad memories of Randy's childhood.
Yeah. Bad memories of Randy's childhood.
Every time I sit down, that just means I got to stand up eventually.
So,
which counts as a squat technically. It's a squat.
I don't think your butt goes low enough for it to count.
United States Congress said in 1964 that any time that you get down low enough to be sitting and stand back up, that's a squat.
This is just a test.
So I was just thinking. This is where people are going to tune us out.
They're like, yeah, no.
So unrelated, I do have a quick news story to read you involving an 18-inch gap.
Like
is this a porn story?
No. Oh. Legit news. It's from CNN.
Different directions.
It's almost like you guys have totally different mindsets.
Wow.
Get this. Grocery store employee missing for 10 years found behind store's cooler.
Alive?
Well,
they've got food there.
Partially alive?
They've got food there.
Workers removing shelves and coolers from a former no-frills supermarket in Council Bluffs, Iowa in January discovered a body behind one of them.
It didn't stink?
That's what I'm thinking.
I'm going to keep reading.
Okay.
So first off, you're just told, hey, we're going to change out these coolers and shelves, start moving them, and then you find a body. So think of the 19-year-old that had to do that first off.
I'd freak the fuck out.
Right. The remains were recently identified as those of Larry Eli Murillo Moncada. Did you know him?
Second cousin.
Figured.
Okay, so was he like a missing person?
We'll get to that.
So no.
No. He got deported.
Oh.
Hide and seek champion. He won the game.
I was going.
Oh, he got over the wall.
That's not at all where I was going.
So he was a former employee who had been reported missing November 28th, 2009.
So yes, apparently.
Investigators used his parents' DNA to confirm the identity, and the clothes matched the description of his attire at the time he was reported missing.
The clothes matched the description of everybody there at that time.
Right, they're all wearing the same uniform.
They're wearing the same thing.
His parents reported their son...
He had a Navy schmuck on.
His parents reported their son missing after he became upset and ran out of their home.
Crocs.
They told police that at the time that he was acting irrationally, possibly because of medication he was taking. Almost done here. Officers contacted family members, other law enforcement agencies, nearby detention centers, and even the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency.
ICE. Oh, there it is.
He had previously been deported to Honduras before making his way back to the United States. Doesn't say if it was done legally or illegally. Just calm down.
Martelle's having a seizure in the
no
corner
information
right now.
regarding his possible whereabouts. He's trying so hard not to blow up. So investigators now believe that he went to the supermarket, climbed on top of the coolers.
My abs hurt.
The space was used as storage for merchandise, and employees would sometimes go there to hide when they wanted to take an unofficial break.
I doubt an employee hid there in the last 10 years.
That was my thought. Like, if this is a place that they routinely went.
Well, we don't want to lose our spot.
He has thought to.
That's VIP.
We hide from
Turn
the
him
managers.
into the table. Deal.
He's thought to have fallen into the 18-inch gap between the back of the cooler and the wall. So they're saying he was on top and then fell behind.
Oof.
So he may not necessarily have been seen if somebody else just climbed up on the edge.
Did he have like a fracture then? I thought he would have said help.
It said he's thought to have fallen in the gap between the back of the cooler and the wall where he became trapped. Noise from the cooler's compressors may have concealed any attempts to call for help.
Oh, all right.
An autopsy found no signs of trauma, and the case has been deemed an accidental death.
No signs of trauma.
No signs of trauma.
18-inch gap.
Yep.
There's no...
Fall into the gap.
Murder.
Fall into the gap. Boom. Fall into the gap. Fall into the gap. Boom.
I do that. I do that.
I just...
I do that.
What?
I do that. I do that.
What do you...
That's him yelling for help in Spanish.
Oh.
No wonder he didn't get help. Nobody could understand him.
Nobody could hear him.
Oh, man.
Playfully
Terrible.
racist.
I'm going to hell.
Or willfully ignorant. Maybe both. Maybe we're both.
I think we just
That's
lost
what you
our
get
show.
when you come to the Buckhorn podcast. Dude, some of the podcasts I listen to, we ain't losing our show. Believe me. It's pretty bad when I'm listening to it and I go, oh, too far, guys. Too far. I saw a meme that offended me so much that I shared it to GW and Jay and then deleted it. Every trace of me ever seen it from my phone.
You should have sent it to me.
Oh, dude, it was so bad. No, I felt bad. The only reason they got to say it was because I was playing Xbox with them and they heard my reaction and they're like they know me better than anybody aside from my wife. And they were like, no way it's that bad or that offensive. And I'm like, dude, I'm telling you. Well, you got to send it. I said, no. You got, because I send them, like, they get the worst of the worst from me. They get the stuff message that I will not share on Facebook. And I said, fine. So I went back to the page I saw it on, found it again.
Start sending that to me and I'll just post it to the page.
Not this one you would have. I guarantee you. Even you. It was that bad.
Oh.
I will describe it to you later. I probably won't JJ just out of respect for him. It disgusted me. And,
it wasn't like an offensive. It was.
You got to get close to the mic. That's how audio recording works.
I was drinking my water.
He just went all Julio Iglesias. I was
drinking
my water.
Calm down there, Banderas. Drinking my water. Got a rose clench between your teeth as you talk.
You know, we brought JJ in. He wanted to be on the show. We ain't talked about JJ once.
That's probably for the better now that I've heard.
He's a minority. We're not supposed to talk about him. You talk about the minority. I mean, well, first off, he's not that important. Secondly, you're racist if you do.
If you talk
playfully racist.
Oh,
we're playfully racist. What do you want to talk about, JJ? Tell us your life story.
I am terrified to say another word at this point.
I can't wait for your wife to hear it.
It's fine interjecting. It's another thing when all of a sudden, like, all the spotlights.
Hey, JJ, how are you doing?
Oh.
It's like, let me take another shot of water before we get into this. It's going to be a rough one.
I met JJ, like, it's probably been like 6 years ago.
About that.
And the last time I saw it had to have been like 4 years ago. We had this conversation out in the driveway.
I'm pretty sure when you actually met me, I was really, really grumpy. Like, I was probably
before
much
your first
quieter.
fight.
Yeah, so I was much quieter.
Second fight.
Because his first fight was in college.
Okay,
It had been my first fight in 5 years.
Okay.
And so when you saw me, I was hungry. So I wasn't saying a word. Like, I was actually hungry.
Not like
you were also
hungry.
a little bit more pudgier.
No.
Yeah, I think so.
I weighed 195. I was 155 then.
And he fought at 145.
All right.
He's way fatter now.
Wow.
I had to roll him in here.
Wow.
He had to come in the back of the pedo van.
Jeez.
He's so huge.
You had to pull him out on the... I wondered why you had the hand card out.
The dolly.
Rolling him out.
Wheel him in here. It's like, it's not a Hannibal Lecter thing. He's just really fat. He's too short to get up the steps on his own. I ain't carrying him. Just roll him up here.
No, I probably said maybe 2 or 3 words to you when I walked into the gym that night.
Yeah.
Probably.
Derek
That's
still
all
talks
right.
about how grumpy you were at that camp we did.
I was mad. That was a week before my fight. I couldn't eat anything at this youth camp we're doing. All they serve you at these places is trash. So
Well, yeah.
everybody's sitting there eating cookies and ice cream and fruit roll-ups, and I'm sitting there eating like the 2 lima beans they happen to have that
Processed
day in the
potatoes.
Rice cakes and stuff.
I'm just bitter, and Derek's like, I don't like JJ right now.
Yeah, he still talks about it. He's like, oh man, JJ was so, if I see JJ, he better not, I'm going to make sure he eats before I hang out with him. Like, no lie, and he's dead serious. He's like,
Did he
that
actually-
was the least fun I've ever had with JJ.
Did he actually say that?
Oh yeah, he'll
that's
tell
funny.
you.
That's funny.
You're aggressive. You don't understand hangry until you're around JJ who hasn't eaten.
And he eats like 10 times a day.
Yeah,
That's exactly the point. Take that away from him.
Jeez.
It's like, it's seriously I've known JJ long enough to know that he puts God first, family second, food third. And it's all very close.
So he uses the same thing as the military does. It's like country, God,
it's like-
country, family.
yeah,
It's
screw that.
God.
He didn't even say country because
I
he's
mean,
from
yeah.
9 of them.
Right.
He gets deported. He still gives to fit in.
Right.
He's just eating street tacos.
He's like, I'm just going to Brazil.
I'm safe anywhere.
Yeah.
Let's just throw that out.
He
Yeah.
can go to Italy and be fine. Like,
I'm
anyway,
safe
just
in white countries too.
food.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
I just
Just
stay out of the sun
food.
for an extra 2 weeks.
He's just like,
Yeah.
when he goes to college or he marks on it, like, is it Caucasian? Is it Hispanic? He's like,
Caucasian?
Caucasian.
That's Circleville.
I had someone get mad at me one
And he's
time
like,
when I handed that in.
I don't know which one to check.
Come mad at you?
Oh, I checked them all. I sincerely checked them all and I handed them in, and the lady looked at me and said, "Do this sincerely." I said, "That is sincere."
But like JJ, literally, like within his parents and his grandparents has like full blood nationalities within just like 3 generations, like 9 of them.
Right.
Like by the time you get to his great grandparents, it's not like, oh, I'm a 10th of this or oh, I'm 3% this. Like JJ's like, no, my grandma's 100% this and my grandpa's 100% this, and like it's
I have
very
all of this.
Yeah.
We're back at the home country when we get to great grandparents. That's
It's not far off. When people talk about being from certain countries, JJ could claim any of them and prove it. Like his DNA. I would love. You need to spit in a vial and send it off to 23andMe. They would just be like, "What the?
They'd be like,
This guy's a connoisseur."
he drinks bourbon and eats cake.
Connoisseur of nationalities.
I sent Randy a picture about 5 or 6 years ago of my
Penis.
my dad's.
Wow.
I just
wanna make sure that-
through the sentence and
I
you
just
ruined
want to make
it.
sure
Couldn't
you
fix
cannot
it.
share this with anybody.
No.
That's how we grow our show.
That's fair. No, of my dad's parents when they were younger, and you had Sammy Davis Jr. married to Michelle Kwan, basically.
No lie. It's like,
Well, it's like showing a picture of DJ's parents, his dad and his mom.
yeah, they're like black and white, but JJ's
Like yin
got
and
black
yang.
and white and Asian and Mexican and Brazilian, and it's like DJ cubed. We got way more involved in this one.
You know the worst part? I didn't get height from any of them except for China.
No, but you're really good at all the other crap.
Oh, yeah, you got
like
the
you're
Chinese
a
height.
ninja.
I got the Chinese height, 100%.
Like from the Asian
5'3".
you got the ninja skills, right? And from the Brazilian, you
Yeah.
got the wrestling skills, the grappling, and then from the Mexicans, you learned how to cook.
Oh man,
You can make some beans.
I can make some good tacos.
Like you got the best of all of it.
Yeah, and the dancing.
Yeah, well,
Well, that's right.
just 'cause you're a little light in your loafers.
I haven't seen you do the flamingo yet. So.
He can actually dance. That's a scary thing. He can ballet
Well, then you're
dance.
safe because it's just like Michael Jackson and Chris Brown. They're all safe. They could dance.
Yeah,
I got a fun story about JJ.
Yeah, you can abuse a woman if you can
Right.
dance and get away with it.
Exactly.
True.
Or kids.
Okay.
Or if you can sing. I need to learn how to dance.
The kids. The kids got me. I had mentally prepared myself for the show. I didn't do a good job.
You can't. We don't. People routinely ask us how we come up with this stuff. We don't. It just happens.
It's all.
I literally showed up on a day we weren't supposed to record, and Martelle said, "All right, what are we going to talk about?" And I went, Greg's wrong about bourbon. He went, all right, let's go record.
Let's go.
That was the scripting of this episode.
Show notes.
Well, at least you know you put work into it.
JJ and I got to
Completely unscripted show. As usual.
There's some ideas in the works where we have done some research. We're going to be busting out some informed shows, but they'll probably suck because we're idiots.
Because they're informed.
I'm dumb and Martelle don't know how to speak.
As long as you keep interrupting each other, it'll be funny.
Right.
Well, we can do that with our pants off. So JJ and I used to hang out a lot back when he was single and everybody liked him. And we were...
Did me getting married make everyone not like me?
No, you moving out of state just made it hard to hang out.
Oh,
I still like you. I like you in small doses.
I'm
which
small.
Is convenient, right?
That was the keyword.
Yeah, we were at a gas station one time in South Bloomfield.
I forgot about this.
I've still got the video somewhere.
Good.
And JJ's pumping gas. I'm in the passenger side of whatever car he's trashed at the moment. And
that Honda CR-V was in decent condition.
It still had trash all in it. You treat cars like
trash
dumpsters.
in it. Yeah, Christina gets really mad at me about that. She's not allowed to ride in my car.
She probably can't fit. you gotta
You're supposed to take the donuts out when you're done.
So no, he's like 3 weeks later. He's like, snack. I'm a connoisseur.
Oui.
It's usually,
so we're there alone.
Still.
It's like 2 or 3 in the morning. We're coming back from hanging out with the guys or something. And I rolled down the window and some song came on the radio. It was like some ballad or something. And I went, JJ, dance. And he just starts dancing all around the vehicle, like full on like ballerina type crap.
Like
dead quiet.
Chinese fire drill style?
No, we're pumping gas.
Oh.
We're at Speedway in South Bloomfield and he's just like dancing. And all of a sudden you hear a crackle come over the intercom and goes, it'll be okay, pump 5. And just quits. And JJ stops and turns around and looks at me. I lost it. We look inside and you just see this old, this middle-aged woman just losing her mind. We had no clue. The other time was when it might have been before your second fight. Long story short, JJ and I were out. Some guy was road raging about whatever. Followed us somewhere. Remember where we almost got in a fight?
No, but I want to. This sounds like a great story.
JJ and I'm huge. He's tiny, especially when he's out fighting at like 155, 145. 2 guys started some crap, and one of them said something about they're going to beat me up or whatever, and thinking JJ's not the challenge. No, I'm training Crowder this time, but I'm not I'm still ramping into it. JJ was the big catalyst to help me lose weight and start me just boxing first. So I've learned how to fight. JJ had knocked me out at this point, but but we're standing there. Long story short, I started laughing and the guy says, what, you don't think I can take you? I said, I don't know if you can take me or not, but I'll put $20 that this little dude will whoop both of you. They ended up not fighting us. That's going to sound so racist. I did not mean to sound that way, but you remember the old commercial, the car insurance one with the trunk monkey?
Yeah.
Kind of makes me feel like I have my own little attack monkey with me.
Get him.
Sick him, boy. And then I let JJ off the leash and he killed them both.
Oh, just picture Chris Kattan from Saturday Night Live doing his little monkey skit.
Mongo.
Just let him go. Oh, Lord.
Oh, man. Good times.
So
what
good.
else we got?
I bit you one time.
Yeah. Well, that's my fault. See, JJ is a skilled and trained fighter. He has trained in Greco-Romanian wrestling, jiu-jitsu.
Don't they do that naked?
Unfortunately.
If you're lucky.
I don't.
Romanian wrestling. Greco-Romanian wrestling.
So that, jiu-jitsu, boxing, American kickboxing, and Muay Thai. Correct?
More American kickboxing.
More American kickboxing, but you've dabbled in the others. This man once bruised my forearms through Thai pads just with his kicks. Like, very powerful fighter.
Well, it sounds like he can kick his way through the wall then instead of trying to jump over it.
You would think. Well, it's 6 feet, only 6 feet tall.
When I can't reach the top.
It's more about pride.
Do you understand how frustrating it was as a child, though? Like when my mom would put Captain Crunch on the top shelf.
You've been eating too many sugar cereals.
Can't get it.
So, what was I saying now?
When I bit you.
Oh, yeah. So, I've been training in Krav, and in Krav, we teach people poke them in the eye, kick them in the nuts, pee all over them.
Right, I got stabbed in the eye with a magazine.
Martell, we were doing night defense with rolled up, taped up magazines, and Martell took one right to the eye hole.
I got surprised.
He's got
right in the
magazine
eye.
fisted right in the eye socket.
That sucked.
And JJ and I were training, and I'm trying to get him ready for a fight, and I'm way smaller than I am now. And JJ, at this point, had knocked me out twice, choked me out I don't know how many times. I knocked him out once, but he came to before he hit the floor and then came back at me and almost got me again. So we'd been going rounds for a while. We've been training a couple years together. And we get to the ground, which is JJ's specialty. Like, I know this dude can out-wrestle me.
Yeah, because he wrestles naked.
Right. Well, we were naked.
Okay.
Yeah. Baby oil makes you more slippery.
Grecan
You never catch me.
Greco-Roman wrestling.
So... But we're in we're at
they use
TFA.
an olive leaf to cover their junk.
No, I just need a bay leaf.
Oh, wow. For you, but
oregano will work.
Most
oregano, just sprinkle it on.
Most Greco-Roman wrestlers.
So anyway, where is it going? Oh, so I get JJ to the ground, and I quickly realize that I accidentally ended up in side mount.
Ooh, that sounds kinky.
It sounds kinky, but it's much harder to... No, I'm not going there. So, but for me to beat JJ, because he's so fast and so strong, I have to go dead weight. So at this point, I'm rolling like
side mount
280.
and dead weight.
Oh, yeah. So I just lay all on him. Just all up in that. Lay flat out. He can't move.
On my face, no. I can't breathe either.
Yeah.
Because your fat rolls are
on
just
your
digging
face.
into my nostril.
Yeah, my riblets are all up in his face. I've got him full side control. We've got one
Sounds
leg
like the worst
hooked.
porno ever.
And I'm trying to pin. Well, you haven't seen it, but for
got him in side
1999, you
mount.
can.
I went dead weight. My fat rolls were all up on his face.
All of a sudden, I felt a sharp, searing pain to the back of my arm. And I quickly realized in that moment that I told JJ of a time where I held one of our buddies at the time. She was also training. She did what she had to in a Krav class to get out of a hold. She bit me hard. I let go because it freaking hurt. Well, JJ, who I'm training for a fight, that wasn't even in my, like I wasn't even worried about it. He latches on like a freaking chihuahua. I won't let go. I'm pretty sure I ran 3 laps around the gym with him still latching because he's a tiny Mexican dummy. So it's basically like Grimace from the McDonald clan running around with a chihuahua from Taco Bell latched onto his love handle. I had bite marks on my side for like 4 months after that. He drew blood.
The best part is right before I did that, I stopped moving altogether. Like I had just went limp. Randy thought he knocked me out because I couldn't
really
breathe.
Does sound like the worst porn.
It was like
I just went limp.
I did not.
JJ's done.
He pushed the microphone away, headphones off. Pretty sure he lost his job just now. Everybody at your church in Florida is like, there's a disturbance in the force. Something just happened.
Oh, that's such a good show. Oh, I know. It's the glasses.
yeah. I hope well.
All right.
Oh, shit.
Well, gentlemen, what shall we discuss now
We're
on our distinguished show?
Migraines.
we're at like an hour.
Migraines.
Are we really?
Migraines. Talking about migraines.
So good.
I was waiting for your opening music to play before you did the welcome to the Buckhorn. And then you just went into it and I was really confused. I was like, oh, they had that later.
Behind the scenes.
That's all
That's called
editing.
editing.
Wow.
Yeah, that's called.
Way to
that's
ruin
called
the
post.
Disney magic.
God help us.
Plot twist,
if this
Mufasa
is ever
dies.
We've already, that's all post.
That's the only editing we do. Literally, he's like, intro music.
Intro.
Post it.
Oh, sometimes it's like, oh, this sounds good at the beginning. Put that before the music. Oh, this will sound good at the end. Put that at the end.
He's going to pick out the soundbite for the beginning. This sounds like the worst porno ever.
Kicking that dirty music.
I haven't even been taking notes this entire
welcome
show.
to the Buckhorn podcast. Oh, man.
I might put that up front.
Oh, shoot.
Welcome to the Buckhorn podcast. This is the worst porno ever.
The sad thing was, I tried to say buck hole. It said buck whore. I mixed the two.
Oh.
Put the emphasis on the wrong syllable. All right. Well, thanks for listening. Martel's now trying to take notes for the first time this episode. What have we learned today, boys and girls? Greco-Romanians wrestle naked. Angel's Envy is bourbon and Gurgles is wrong. And JJ and I like to nibble on each other.
Yeah, you do. And this is the worst porno
He tastes like
ever.
an enchilada.
That might be the name of the title of the show.
This is the worst porno ever.
You know, that's one of those ones where Beth's going to look at me before she even listens and goes, can you tone it down a little bit? Like, it's bad when my wife reads the title and goes, you know what? Just a little. Oh, goodness. It's a good thing we get paid so much to do this.
I know. I love having guests.
Fantastic sponsor by Angel's Envy.
Right. Oh, I got one more thing. I almost forgot.
Good.
One last thing before we go. I have a surprise for Martelle.
Oh, shit.
Just for you.
Oh, no.
It's long and it's hard.
And it's black.
It's long, hard wood.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, it's my cleaver.
It is a heavily modified cleaver. Now, here, let me tell you about this. So I completely stripped your handle. You wanted me to sharpen this.
I just handed you my cleaver and said, can you sharpen this?
And I love your cleavage.
And,
I took it.
And Randy decided that he was going to
heavily modify it.
modify the fuck out of it.
Now, I asked Martelle, I said, do you have any sentimental value? Because I've been wanting to do a cleaver a certain way. And he said, no.
Nope.
So I stripped the handles off. And you mentioned one a long handle, but what I did was cut into the blade itself, the body of it.
Hell yeah.
So it's more like an ulu knife, which they use for chopping herbs. And you being a chef, so you've got the full-on chop of the meat.
Chop, 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 chop.
Move your hand up here, you chop of the herbs.
Ooh.
I made it completely rust-free and then let it sit in my shop where it was dry, but I let it just start to rust again to give it that aged look. I hand sanded this down. I did sharpen the blade. There's no rust on the blade edge. This handle is the most special part. What's that look like to you?
It looks like barrel wood.
It is whiskey barrel staves from
Fuck yeah.
2 Bitch Bourbon.
No shit.
I reached out to them on Instagram.
Did you really?
They posted a picture of one of their dogs by one of their barrels, and I said, hey, I've used Jack Daniel ones I've bought before. Would you send me a couple pieces? I want to do this for a project for Martelle. We'd love to. Give us a couple weeks. We're traveling. We'll be back. A box full of whiskey barrel
shit.
showed
awesome.
up, and I had to hand process all this down.
This
is from 2 Bitch
awesome.
Bourbon, so you need to give them a huge shout out.
Oh, fuck yeah.
But yeah, this is all hand done, hand sanded. These angles, I did not cut. This is original angles and cuts from the barrel themselves.
That is awesome.
So you are the only one. I even made the handle kind of look rustic and beat up. I did not finish this perfectly on purpose. I only sanded this to 120, so it stayed a little rough. Instead of polishing it out, I left a little bit. I mean, it's just, I wanted it to look old and rustic.
Yeah.
It took me forever to do that. It would have been so much easier to just finish. So I will let you take pictures of this. I need good pictures. I've been wanting to share this forever. In the process, I've actually made a video of, I haven't edited it. It may be garbage, but I wanted this to look old and rustic. So it's been a process, and I've tried about 3 different techniques on this that I'd never tried before. So huge shout out to the people from 2 Bitch Bourbon. Martelle is now the proud owner of a Ulu cleaver, I'm calling it. So if you want to check it out, he will post it on the Buckhorn Podcast, Insta, Google, Tweetstagram.
I will get that on our Facebook page. I'll get that on our Instagram account. That'll be on my
Buckhorn.
Instagram account.
It'll be on Chieftain Forge.
Oh, yeah.
I'm proud of this one.
That is fucking
It looks
amazing.
There it is.
It also looks like a weapon. I'm just throwing that out.
Well, yeah, you could kill
It's
somebody.
supposed to.
Okay. Just
And I made it, the blade is sharp enough to chop meat, but it's not going to slice paper. I wanted it to be a big, thick, sturdy blade. So I can sharpen it to any angle you want, but right now it should be able to chop some big old thick meat right in half.
Oh,
or a person.
this is fucking
Or,
amazing.
I mean, they're made of meat. We're just meat bags.
Yeah,
Joe and Laura, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Are those the people who make the?
Those are the people from Two Bitch.
They own that. That's pretty sweet.
Like they had the caps for the barrel. And I'm like, oh, I want one of those. And they're
Well,
like, yeah. I'm like, but
Now you've kind of got part of it.
this is fucking amazing.
Nobody else has anything like that in the world that is one of a kind.
JJ, stick your hand out here.
I'm going to hang out over here. That's
No,
not
just-
a country I'm
no,
from.
Just come.
Well, no, you are. Just pretend
mean-
you stole some. We'll call you Aladdin.
I mean, you're from Iran, right?
Part of
a
him is
finger.
at least one of those fingers from a country that it should have been chopped off
I
by
have
now.
not given an apple to a child and walked away without
Are you
paying
sure?
for it. Yes, 100%.
Okay.
100%. That was
But
Jasmine.
he has taken an apple from a child
Well,
and then threw it at their face.
I'm excited about this. This is thank you, Randy.
I'm very,
Thank you.
very happy to
I think
finally
it's
get
slick,
that done
man.
for
this
you.
is amazing.
It's been a long project.
I'm excited about this.
It took a long time because wait till you see the video. It was a pain in the butt.
You did not have to go this far. All I asked for was a
it.
sharpening.
Yeah, I didn't, but I couldn't just sharpen an old rusty plain Jane cleaver with a nasty looking handle. So
Yeah.
you going to cook with that?
Cook with it.
Well, I mean, prep with it? I don't
Fuck
know.
yeah, I am.
Okay, there we go.
you
Chop,
can
chop,
go out
chop,
in the
chop,
woods
chop,
and kill some with it.
I'm
and
going to
then
throw it at something. I'm going to throw it at a deer. I'm going to run it down.
We're going to start at the very beginning with this.
I mean,
it is each process.
this is like a war cleaver.
Murder the animal, clean the animal.
I need a picture of you doing that.
You look very Viking-esque.
I have like it's 0.0001 Viking in me.
Shout out to 23andMe.
Scandinavian.
That's a very tiny Viking. That's
Yes.
all up in it.
It's a very little Viking.
That's leaf, literally.
I'm mostly French. Oui.
Oh, oui, monsieur.
That's the cooking.
That's right. That's the ratatouille over there.
Ratatouille.
Yeah, I almost totally forgot about that. I'm so glad I remembered.
No, that's awesome. I'm so excited about this.
Awesome.
Thank you, Randy.
Yeah, they were very cool. I literally hit them up and was like, "Hey, I've got a crazy idea. I don't even know if you can do it." And then I didn't hear back for a couple of days. I'm like, they're running a business. They're traveling everywhere.
Yeah.
It's hard. And they were like, "Hey, love the idea. Can you give us a couple weeks?" And I was like, "Well, I haven't even done anything to it, so sure."
Yeah, and I haven't.
So-
I'm just like, whenever you
Check
get
my
around
Yeah,
to
they
it,
just
schedule,
sent
I
the
guess.
raw. It literally was like they busted a barrel and just sent pieces to me.
That's awesome.
So I got to process down. Now the coolest part was when I'm saying it, I'm wearing an RZ mask, so I don't breathe crap in. But as I was sanding that handle,
You can
you
smell
could smell the bourbon.
That's kind of cool.
It was so cool.
That's pretty slick.
I was pretty pumped. So yeah, I was very excited to get that to you today.
I love that. I just want to be on like one of those like
Grinding wheels.
grinding wheel.
Sharpening
Just look
it.
at somebody as they walk in and be like, what?
Sure, as I walk in his house, he's got a grinding stone just throwing sparks at like the curtains.
Like an old school grinding stone, though.
Right,
not like
right.
a new automated one. The one
No,
where
like
it's
the one you
pressing
have
it
to,
with
like,
the
your
wooden
head
pedal.
Just
The pedal one's like a bike. That's how you get your workout in.
and then just what?
And it's
And then
Liz.
hold it up
What the?
And
are
then you
doing?
chop some celery with it.
and then just cilantro because I'm all about
Parsley.
that taco life.
Oh, man. Tacos would be
Racist.
really good
What
right
gang
now.
you represent?
All of them if they're giving me tacos.
Burrito.
We
all
need
of them.
food. We need to get bourbon chicken. We can do that in Circleville.
Can you really?
Thirsty Parrot apparently has the best bourbon chicken
What's
anywhere.
Thirsty Parrot?
It's the old Matchbox bar.
It's the
been
one
Is that
to
the one
be.
next to that tiny jank grocery store we used to go to when we lived on Scioto?
next street over. But that grocery store is a nice jank grocery store.
Oh,
Yeah,
they
it's
got
just
great
discounted.
stuff. But the outside looks jank.
It's a wannabe Jimmy Buffett.
They
place.
painted it.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Good for them.
Anyway, let's
Anyway.
wrap this up.
All right, let's wrap this up. So, thank you to Two Bitch for sending the barrel staves to Randy. This is absolutely amazing.
Yes. And thank you to two foreigners for sending us JJ. You have a wonderful son.
Thank you for JJ for coming up from Florida and visiting us on the show today. It's always awesome having guests in the studio. Angel's Envy, you make an amazing bourbon.
Straight bourbon by definition.
by definition, it fits all the categories. You can check us out on Instagram, Facebook, and the Twitters.
There it is. Insta, Google, Tweetstagram.
Even though we don't post that much, but we're trying to get better at it.
And by we, he means
Me.
we.
The Martelle.
We Martelle. Martelle we.
If you want to send us an email, you can reach out at buckhornpodcast@gmail.com. And
Not Buck Horror Podcast.
Not Buck Horror.
Buckhorn.
It's not better.
You should have heard the first name we were going with.
Yeah, it was bad. Anyway, so we will talk to y'all later, talk at y'all later, and have a great day. Pinkies up. Later.
Peace. You're not going to say bye to everybody?
Not a word.
All right.